Hi guys, I want to post my experience with all on four implants. I had my surgery on Valentine 2022, which is now 4 days ago, I believe. So I want to talk you through the whole thing from start to finish. I mean, ongoing, but it's been an adventure for me. And I want to start with explaining why I wanted to do the surgery. I'm 38 years old, about to be on February 19th. And my whole life, I have struggled with super sensitive teeth. And I mean sensitive to everything cold, hot, too sugary, the pressure from biting. It didn't matter what I was doing, my teeth would always complain. When I'm just talking, every time I breathe in, that cold air would touch my teeth and it would stop me from talking or breathe into my nose, anything. So that's the main reason I had always dreamed about getting my teeth pulled and just never have to feel that again. The other thing is I have a full-time job and the insurance that we have, it's good, but dental insurance, we only get like $1,000 a year on dental benefits, whether it's a cleaning, a cavity, a root canal. When the $1,000 is up, I just stop going to the dentist. And let's face it, 2 or 3 cavities and the money was up. So I'm not gonna lie, I was terrible at taking care of my natural teeth. I hardly brushed them. I never flossed, never water picked, nothing. And again, that has everything to do with the sensitivity. Plaque is disgusting. I agree. It doesn't look good. Nobody wants to see it. But for me, it just took the sensitivity of my teeth by at least 80%. It's almost like there was a layer of insulation on my teeth. So, needless to say, I never smiled with my teeth openly visible. I would always smile, you know, lips together, breathing through my nose. Simple as that. So, February 2022, Valentine, all my teeth got pulled out. I'm still getting used to it, and I'm sure you can hear I don't talk right. I have a lisp. So, how did this go? In September 2021, I went in for my first consultation, and I went to G4 by Golpa in Tyson's Corner, Virginia. You can find them online. They have 3 offices in America, I believe. One in Las Vegas, one in Virginia, and I forgot where the third one is. But that's where I went for my consultation, and they gave me 3 quotes. I told them I wanted all my teeth pulled and I wanted permanent implants. I wanted to be done with my dental misery for the rest of my life. So they gave me 3 quotes for those who were curious about the price. The first quote was for all on 4, and I should actually say I have all on 8 because I did the top and the bottom. So 4 implants on the top, 4 on the bottom. Anyway, the first quote was, what was it? I think around $30,000. And that was a PMMA material. Not quite sure what it was. The second quote was $40,000. Same thing, all on 4 or 8 in my case. And that was zirconia. That was a material they preferred to work with. And they give a 5-year warranty on the bridges. So if they break or something goes wrong with them, they will cover the cost. So that's the price, 30 or 40,000. The first price, by the way, 30,000. The warranty was 3 years, and the material supposedly is less durable. I considered doing that because I've never had implants, so why go with the most expensive one right away, right? But I went for it anyway, thinking I want this done right the first way around. So that was my consultation in September 2021. And they told me if I come back within 6 months, the $500 that I had paid towards the consultation, like a panoramic x-ray of my whole mouth and all those things, would go towards the surgery if I come back within 6 months to do it, which I did. So one more quote I was given, $65,000, and that was to fix all my natural teeth. Now, I was mind-blown that it was cheaper to pull them all and put implants versus fixing them. I thought about it for a while, but I went with the implants because it just felt like a temporary fix to fix them. So that's before the surgery. We just had Valentine, and here's what you go through. They give you medication that starts 3 days before your surgery, like a steroid and antibiotics to, get rid of whatever bacterial issues you have going on. In my case, I had a nasty cold that started 5 days right before the surgery, and I started to panic because I couldn't breathe through my nose at all. Like I was really stuffed. So we took a hotel on the 13th of February, right before Valentine, me and my partner, because you need someone to drive you home after the surgery or to your hotel in my case, because that IV sedation, I've never experienced that. Honestly, I wish I would have known about IV sedation long before this recent surgery. One of the big reasons I never went to the dentist is simply because I couldn't tolerate the pain. I couldn't tolerate the water jet being sprayed in my mouth, the drill sound, the smell. God, if they even touched a nerve, I didn't want to sit still for 1 second anymore. I would constantly say, wait, hang on, let me catch my breath. Okay, continue. 5 seconds later, just repeat nonstop. And it didn't matter how many times I told the dentist, I'm too sensitive, I can't stand the cold water from your jet. I feel my nerves even when you give me Novocaine shots. Like, it didn't matter. They just either didn't listen or they didn't care. I don't know, but it was too much for me. So, yeah, February 14th, I went in there. The appointment started at 6 a.m. in the morning, very early. And we went back in the office. We looked at my teeth that I would be getting. Like, I got to pick the color. I even got to tell them if I wanted modifications, like personal thingies. And my natural teeth, I had long canines naturally. And I told them, I said, I want to keep that. I will show them to you in a minute. But I always love my vampire teeth, So I told them I want to keep that. And I don't want super white teeth, just something natural looking. I also smoked for 20 years, so my natural teeth already had like a yellowish color to them. And I got used to that. I mean, you smoke, what do you expect? You're not going to have pearly white teeth. So, yeah. That appointment ended, and from there, it was almost right away to the dentist chair. They told me what they were going to do. Excuse my hair. We sat down. They told me they were going to stick an IV in my wrist, my right wrist, far away from my heart. And I just laid there. The IV was just a saltwater bath, whatever that is, to keep you hydrated. And then they would shoot something in your IV to calm you down. I felt pretty calm. I've never had IV sedation. I didn't know what to expect. And I made myself a strong point. Look, I'm not going to worry about this. Let's just try it first. If it sucks, I'll tell them when it sucks. But yeah, they gave me the thing to calm down. It didn't do anything for me. And then she shot the actual sedation in my arm. And that was the most surreal thing I have ever felt. That fluid must have been cold or refrigerated. I don't know. But I felt a cold liquid hit my wrist. I felt it go up my arm. And by the time I felt it near my shoulder, my whole brain started tingling. And I knew something was starting to work. I told the lady, I said, whoa, I can feel this in my head. So I laid back, closed my eyes voluntarily. They weren't drawn close from the drugs yet, I'm assuming. And I started hallucinating. It was like I could see wallpaper in 4D. Like wallpaper was moving left to right, like ocean waves up and down, contracting and collapsing, like and expanding. Like it was like, what? And all I remember from that point on was the dentist basically saying, just relax, you're doing good. I'm going to start giving you Novocaine shots in your mouth. And I'm still alert a little bit to the point where I'm like, fuck, I know I hate these dental shots from the past when I had root canals done or cavity work. So I'm like, uh-oh. But all it felt like was somebody just poking my gums with a finger, something very soft. I'm like, this is nothing. And no kidding, I was out after that. Felt nothing anymore, wasn't conscious of anything going on. The next thing I actually remember is waking up 4 hours later. So, yeah, I really wish I would have known about IV sedation while my teeth were still manageable, repairable. But, again, I'm glad I did this. So, where am I at now? Well, excuse me, the surgery ended. I had 4 metal pins in my upper jaw and my lower jaw. And they sent you home for the day. So the surgery started at 7:30 in the morning. By 12 o'clock at noon, I was out of the chair, awake. I had to stay there and, get back to my senses. And I felt drunk when I got up. I remember waking up. I'm like, oh, the surgery must be over, because I was alone there. They just let you wake up calmly on your own terms. So I got up. I'm like, what's go? Oh, yeah, okay. And I stood up and I could feel balancing was weird. But I was humored. Like, I liked when weird things are happening to me. I like to study myself. What am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? So the nurse came in. She's like, sit back down. You just came out of your, sedation. I'm like, no, let me stand up. I just sat here for 5 hours, or laying, I should say. But she insisted I kept sitting down. And I don't know if it was the drugs or what, but I would get up within 10 seconds. She walked away. I would stand back up. I really felt like I wanted and needed to stand up. I didn't need to walk around. I just wanted to stand. Anyway, that happened at least 6-7 times in a matter of 10 minutes. Like, I just didn't want to sit there anymore. So, yeah, that day ended with me having just the 4 metal pins in my upper and lower jaw. They sent us back to the hotel. They said, keep taking your medication, don't eat nothing. And that's what we did. We went back to the hotel. I laid down in bed. And considering I just slept 4 or 5 hours through sedation, I still went to the hotel and laid down for, I don't know, a 5-6 hour nap or sleep, really. So, yeah, that was the experience right after that in the hotel was also strange, because even now, 3 days later, like, my jaw is still swollen here. My lip is swollen up on the upper row. And when you're sedated, you can't feel what's going on in your mouth. So when I laid down for my nap like this, the drool would collect in my mouth, and I wouldn't even be aware of it. I could feel it once it came out of my mouth and was on my outer skin, and I'm like, oh crap. But once I fell asleep, let's just say I woke up with the pillow and the mattress covered with bloody spots, because your mouth is one open wound inside, and your drool mixes with the blood and it comes out. So that was a bit of a surprise too when I came to after my sleep. And then the next day we had to go back at noon, which at this point is exactly 24 hours after the surgery. And they screwed in my teeth right away. Like, I sat down in a chair. They don't numb you for any of that, because these metal pins, they are not attached to your nervous system, not yet at least. I understand that once your bone starts to integrate these metal pins into your jaw and your bone structure, that's when you start feeling some nerve sensitive things again, like pressure, I'm assuming. I don't know, I'm not that far yet, but when they screwed the teeth in, basically, I felt nothing. I mean, I feel them working on my mouth, but it wasn't a pain. It was more like, someone scratching an itch, like something mundane. And I was surprised that I had no gap between my gums and where the implant was pressing against it. I mean, it feels tight, actually. And I can tell, like right now, I still feel a lot of tightness. I can't tell if I'm feeling the tightness from the screws that are, trying to find a place in my mouth, or am I feeling the pressure from the implants pushing against my gums. So that's the biggest thing I'm feeling now. The other thing I don't want to say struggle with is a lot of saliva production. My whole mouth feels foreign to me for the last 3 days. I'm constantly swallowing saliva because, see, again, and that is also something that's affecting my speech. There is so much moisture in my mouth. It's causing me to speak differently. I can feel that. The other thing is these bridges, or whatever I should call these things, implants, I guess. They feel bulkier than my natural teeth. Like it's like the gums that is no longer there is now an implant, but that implant has something that mimics gum. That gum feels thicker, so my tongue needs to stay back more, and it doesn't want to do that yet. I'm still adjusting to the fact that there's more stuff in my mouth, and I think the lisp that I have going on is a result of that. My tongue is still pushing to where it used to have the normal teeth, but again, this new stuff in my mouth is so much more packed. I don't know how to explain that, but you can call it uncomfortable, but I can feel this is going to be a learning process. Like, I'm a little nervous, like, God, is this always going to feel like this? But my gums are sore. I have open dental holes, really. Like, how many teeth do we have naturally? Like about 30. I was only missing 3 teeth when this surgery began. So they pulled about 27 teeth, almost all of them. And needless to say, I have lots of dental holes everywhere where my teeth came out. But I like it. I'm happy with everything so far. So this is after the teeth got screwed in. Once we left the office, they still gave us some more, eat this and keep rinsing out your mouth with the stuff we gave you. Keep taking the pain medication, which they give you plenty of, and they even tell you if you run out and you're still experiencing a lot of pain, just let us know. We'll send more to your pharmacy. I'm like, oh, cool. My whole life, I've never been a big fan of pain medication, but I'll tell you what, when it came to my teeth, like I said, I've been sensitive all my life. Sometimes I was living on Advils to just not have to feel my mouth. It was bad. But overall, I'm not big on running for medication for minor pains or aches. Even a headache, I won't take anything for that. I'll just stick it out. So we left the surgery. I mean, we left after my teeth got screwed in, and I think I hadn't eaten for 2 days now at that point, and I mean nothing, not even a cookie, a Tic Tac, like nothing, nothing. And my stomach was growling. I was starving. Nobody told me I couldn't eat. It's just, your mouth is a war zone. Like you don't want to touch it with anything. So I felt nauseous, not from the drugs or the sedation or the blood taste in my mouth, which surprisingly I had very little of. But I was ready for some food. And yeah, sure, my mouth was hurting, but my brain is like, well, we got to drive 2 hours home. Let's just pull in a McDonald's. I'm thinking these McDonald's hamburgers are soft. So soft, I mean, I should be able to bite in that, right? Sure enough, we went to McDonald's. I ordered one hamburger and one McChicken. And as soon as I put that burger in my mouth and I tried to bite it, it quickly became apparent that I can't feel the food. I can't feel how hard I'm biting. I don't know where the food is in my mouth. I'm like, whoa. I just sat there laughing in the car. I even looked at the mirror, like biting and looking where I'm biting, what I'm biting. And it still didn't help. Like the whole feedback mechanism in your mouth isn't there while you're numb and sore and sedated. The sedation has worn up at this point, but there's so much, I don't know, things going on in your mouth. You can't really tell what you're doing with it. I can just tell I'm opening and closing my mouth. That's about it. I can tell how hard I'm biting or nothing. So yeah, that hamburger was my first and only experience with solid food, I should say. Um, I did eventually break the burger up in smaller pieces and just started swallowing them whole. I didn't know what else to do. I was starving. I was nauseous from hunger. But as the title of the video says, this is day 3 after the surgery. And I think I want to make a video maybe every week first because, the healing process will probably go pretty quick. And I want to make this like a personal diary. And at the same time, you guys will have some idea of what I had to go through and what I'm still ongoing through. But right now, it's just pain medication. Yesterday, I actually made my own spaghetti sauce. That way, all these things, I throw a lot of vegetables in my spaghetti sauce, like celery, carrot, onion, garlic, turkey burger. And I let it simmer long enough that everything is soft. And pasta, you can swallow that without chewing it. And that was my whole goal. I wanted something to eat that doesn't necessarily need to be chewed. And I started noticing, this was last night, by the way, although it doesn't need to be chewed, I could feel myself trying to chew, I should say. I'm still not feeling a whole lot because the wounds of my gums are the main sensory input I'm getting in my mouth right now. Like no matter what I do with my mouth, I feel the wounds before anything else. So I had that bowl of spaghetti. I felt great afterwards. As a matter of fact, I even think great would be the wrong word. I actually felt nauseous and ready to throw up an hour later. I don't know if that was because I hadn't eaten in 2 or 3 days or because I didn't chew my food. I don't know, but it stayed down. I'm glad. But yeah, today is day 3. That's why I wanted to make this video, explain to you guys how I'm feeling, what I went through. So if anybody has questions, you're more than welcome to post them in the comments and I'll either write them down or if it's something simple, I'll just post a comment back on your comment. But if enough questions keep coming back, I might just make the new video first, answer all those questions, and then, continue my conversation with how I'm feeling after the surgery. But yeah, the long awaited moment. What do my teeth look like right now? Well, I'm not gonna pull my lips open right now because I still feel like there is a lot of healing going on. And when you have a scab, the last thing you want to do is stretch your skin so your scab comes loose. But I will open my, show my teeth as much as I'm comfortable with for now. So here we go. That's what they look like. And I really like my canines, my vampire teeth. That's exactly what I wanted. I even told the guy, I said, if you want to make them like 1 or 2 millimeters longer, I don't mind. Oh, one more thing. I might have talked about this earlier, but I had all my teeth. I know I said that, but one of the big things I'm noticing on these implants is the chewing area. Your molars, to me, it feels like half of them are missing. I talked to the dentist about that afterwards. I'm like, yeah, that's normal. You're gonna get used to that. I don't know if I'm going to anytime soon because, like I said, for the last 38 years, I had all my molars -2, meaning I could chew in the whole back of my mouth. And I always did that until, a cavity starts hurting here. I would start chewing on this side. Something wrong went here. I would switch back to this side over the months. But yeah, I'll show you my teeth again. After the canine, you only have 3 more teeth. And I feel with my natural teeth, after the canine, I had 5 more teeth up to the wisdom tooth, which also got pulled out -1. I actually still have 1 wisdom tooth stuck in my lower left. They said they left that one there because it hasn't come out at all, and it is very close to the nerves running in your jaw, and they didn't want to damage the nerves, which I'm kind of glad they didn't because, again, I did all this so I never had to feel nerve impulses again from my teeth. But yeah, let me show you the molars. Pay attention to that. See, it's the canine, and then on 2, 3. So that's my experience, guys. 3 days after the surgery right now. Still getting used to it. Still very swollen, very, very sore, but I can feel I'm going to manage this. So if you got questions, feel free to post them. And I'll see you guys some other time. Later.